Here's a question that I've always thought about, and I think I kind of guess what I know, but who knows? Okay, what about YouTube channels that make a lot of money for YouTube? Okay, you have a lot of subscribers, you obviously bring in a lot of ad revenue, you have super chats, you have various ways of raising money on YouTube, and YouTube also partakes in some of that joyful receiving. I don't know what percentage of ad revenue you get from YouTube on your channel. Say you have 40,000 or 100,000 views of a video. You make a certain amount of money on that video, but YouTube also makes a certain amount of money on that video. And obviously, the more ad-friendly it is and the more views you get, the more money you make, but the more money YouTube makes. And it's the same thing with all these super chat things. YouTube takes a nice third of the money you make on super chat, and the more super chats you get thrown, the more money YouTube makes. So there are certain channels out there, big channels with a lot of views and a lot of subs, that obviously make way more money for YouTube than some of the smaller channels do. And it just seems to me, from my casual observation, nothing scientific here, but it just seems to me like it's much harder to file a strike, whether it be for some sort of community guidelines or for a copyright even, if you're a large channel versus a small channel. It's harder to do that on a larger channel. YouTube, for some reason, I wouldn't be surprised if, when the human being actually has to review what the bot suggests, hey, this channel's got an X amount of complaints about this, and then they look at that little number about how much money is this channel bringing in every month, are they less likely to, enforce their rules on a large channel with a lot of viewers as they are, as a smaller channel with fewer viewers and less revenue? I don't know. My gut feeling, my guess, the way I kind of see it, is it's much easier to file a strike for various reasons against a smaller channel. They just figure, okay, this channel's not making any much money for it anyhow, so go ahead and strike the channel. That's fine. We don't care. It seems harder for you to file a strike against a channel that's making more money for YouTube. They're much less likely to kind of want to, wackadoodle that. I don't know. That's just my over 5 years of doing YouTube here with my Camo Dave channel. That's just what I tend to see. That I think YouTube values certain channels above other channels, and particularly in the amount of revenue the channel generates for YouTube. And they're far less likely, simply as a business decision, to strike down a channel that's bringing them money in. More, they're making a good chunk of money from a certain channel. They're much less likely to wackadoodle you for something that you less likely to, you cross the rule book, or you violate some rule. I don't know. What do you think? That's just human nature. The police are probably less likely to pull over certain people. If you're driving a Mercedes versus a beat-up old Pontiac, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? If you got a Mercedes channel on YouTube versus a beat-up old Pontiac channel on YouTube, which one's going to be more likely to get struck down? Which one's going to, have read the riot act too? If you're making more money for YouTube, I have a funny feeling they're going to let you slide on a lot of things. I've heard that in many cases where large channels can much more easily strike down small channels than the other way around, simply because YouTube's getting more money from the large channels, and boy, why do they want to cut off that source of revenue? Good question here, I think. Thank you, Dave. What a wonderful topic, huh? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Log under.